All right, boxing fans, we're back for our second show. I'm with my co-host here, Costa. How you doing, man?
Great, Alonzo. How are you doing?
I'm great, and we're going to be bringing you some interesting stuff today. And Costa, give me some news here. I want to hear some news from you.
All right, let's start with 1 week away. Jean-Pascal, Adrian Diaconu, Light Heavyweight Championship, WBC, right here in Montreal.
Right here in Montreal, and let me tell you, Costa, it's an historical event because I think it's the first time we have two local boys in Montreal fighting for a major title and for the belt. So all the fans of Montreal, you're in for a treat. You're going to have a good time. This fight is going to be incredible. What do you think, Costa?
I'm excited. I haven't been this excited about a local fight in quite a while, to be honest with you. You know what? It's exciting. Diaconu's power, Pascal's talent, boxing skill, two different fighters.
Two different styles.
It's going to be great. You know what? Personally, I like Pascal's style in this matchup because I think he's slick enough to get away from Diaconu's power and outbox him. And I see him getting the unanimous decision. That's my call.
I think you're following the same step as me, Costa. I think Jean-Pascal, if he's able to bring him into the late rounds, because Diaconu is known for having a little bit of a letdown towards after the 7, 8, 9 rounds. So I think if Pascal, which we know he already has the stamina to do it because he did it against Carl Froch. He did an incredible fight. He brought him all the way to the 12th round. He did way better than Jermaine Taylor.
Yeah, and he was taking big shots during the fight, and he was throwing them back. He even rocked Froch in the 4th round, almost had him if he had 20 more seconds.
Yeah, and I told him in one of the interviews, I said, I think it was all about being it was more of a macho thing.
Exactly.
He wanted to stand toe-to-toe. I think if he would have boxed him a little bit more, he could have had the decision. Yeah. And that's where Diaconu is going to have a problem.
That's what I'm worried about on the Diaconu fight. The one thing that could work against Pascal is if sometimes he's hot-headed. He likes to brawl. You know, if he gets hit and he tries to go to war, Diaconu hits hard. We're talking 175 pounds, and even for that, it's a bigger weight category, and Diaconu is one of the harder hitters in the division, so he has to watch out for that power. But other than that, I think he has the skills to take care of business.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, yes, Pascal is the first time at 175. He hasn't been tested, and he's going straight to the title. So it's going to be quite interesting for him.
I think he's going to put on the weight well. He's a big boy, even at 168.
Right.
He's in shape.
He's in great shape. Everybody's seen him all, and after the Froch fight, I think he has matured a lot. And that's where the difference is going to be. I think he's going to understand now the title's on the line. He's not going to make the mistake, fans. He's not going to make the mistake, I think, the second time around. And we'll see what's going to happen.
You saw that great hook in the Nieves fight right after the Froch fight?
Oh, he was hooked, and he was pumped. And I think after our interview, he's ready to do both. He's ready to punch. He's ready to box. And we're going to have an amazing fight. It's going to be at the Bell Center, June 19th. Fans, do not miss it. It's going to be an amazing ride. What do you think? Are you going to be? I'm going to be right there.
I'm going to be there, my friend. My tickets are reserved.
That's right. So we want to talk about the next news. Costa, tell me about it.
Other than that, I just read about this today. Actually, big news. Arum is saying. Bob Arum, of course, is saying that it's going to be...
The Bob Father, as my friend Greg Leone calls him from BoxingTalk.com.
Exactly. He's saying it's going to be Pavlik versus Froch early 2010. What do you think?
It's going to be an amazing fight. I mean, we're in a treat this year, eh? We're going to be well-rounded this whole summer. We're going to have some amazing fights. And what do you think?
Two big punchers going at it. One guarantee: it's not going to be boring. The only thing is, I was kind of excited. There was talks about Bute versus Froch for the end of 2009. Are they still going to go through with that? I don't know.
I don't know. The rumors were very, very strong. I think they were even negotiating. So
the fight in England,
it's possible that they're using this, as one of the cards to possibly negotiate a better deal. So maybe sometimes boxers they do that. Promoters they do that. They try to negotiate so they can get a better deal with the other boxer.
The question, though, is it going to be Pavlik moving up again? It should, because I don't see Froch going down to 160. Right. I don't think he has the frame for. He's kind of a big guy. He can't go down to 160.
Yeah, I know, Costa. But the problem is, when Pavlik went up,
you saw what happened.
He loses something. I don't know what happens to him, but he loses his power. We saw him against the Jermaine Taylor fight. He didn't have the same power. He didn't have the same stamina. And against the executioner, Hopkins, you saw what happened. He just got a beat down in a boxing lesson.
And Froch was asking for a fight with Hopkins as well. I think it would be a bad idea for Frosh. I think the executioner just takes care of business, both of them. He's too smart. These guys come straight at you, no guard. I don't know.
Prediction?
Pavlik Frosh, if it happens. Wow. I'm going to say Frosh.
I'm going to say Pavlik because Pavlik still he's a real boxer, and the Frosh will try to come in, but I think Pavlik will be able to outbox him. And he's done it in the past, and I think I'm going to give him most likely the decision because Frosh has a good chin.
They both have a big heart. They both come off the canvas to win fights. It's going to be a great fight.
We'll follow this, and we'll let you know, fans. And what I know you don't want to talk about it. I know you're not a big Shagayev fan. Neither am I, but the fans want to know because, of course, Klitschko is involved. What do you think of this fight?
So disappointed.
David Haye got pulled out because eventually we found out it was a back injury. And like Costa said last week, it was a back injury. We thought it was a hand. But now they're replacing him with Shagayev. It's not the greatest, but he's still a champ, and it's good. They've sold so many tickets, and they're not going to back it up. You know, they're not going to back off with this fight.
One thing we all know, Klitschko's very smart. He doesn't take too many risks. If he's going to fight you, it's because he thinks he can beat you. And he took this fight on 2 weeks' notice. Right. I'm not surprised he chose Shagayev.
And he was already prepared for the Valoué fight. So
exactly.
I mean, it's not 100% that it's going to be for the title, at least for Shagayev title, because they're still considering possibly that Valoué is the champion because of the rules and regulations. So maybe it won't be all the belts on the line, or at least almost all the belts on the line.
Klitschko's belts will be on the line.
Definitely, but I'm talking about the Shagayev belts. So we'll find out. It's interestingly enough, I guess the winner is going to fight, definitely.
He's an undefeated fighter, you know, he knows what he's doing.
Right. No, and, he's decent, but he's a bit boring for me.
Boring, yeah. And like I said last week, split decision over Ruiz, majority decision over Valuev. A 95-year-old Holyfield got robbed against Valuev, took care of business. You know, that's even worse. Don't get me started on Valuev. Right. Let's stick to the story at hand.
And I want to tell you, to end this, the news, I want to go and jump into something I think the fans are going to really love. It's called the Spotlight of the Week. We're going to talk about each week about a fighter that we think deserves to be in the spotlight for BoxingShow.tv. Costa has the guy that he wants to talk about for the first spotlight of the week. Go ahead.
This week we're going to be talking about Paul the Punisher Williams. Where do I begin? The guy is insane.
Talk to me, Costa.
Did you see the destruction of Winky Wright? He threw over 1,000 punches in that fight.
You're right. You know what's I don't understand about Paul Williams is that he started off a little bit slow. I mean, the Margarito fight, he did win, but it was very, very close. It looked like he wasn't the real Paul Williams that we saw in the beginning when he was destroying people. And then he got the fight with Carlos Quintana, the first fight where Carlos Quintana, outboxed him. He beat him up, basically. He was all blooded, cut. And
2 cuts, 9 stitches, 3 stitches.
And he didn't come prepared, and that was his mistake. And it reminds me almost like the Mayweather fight when he fought Castillo, and the first time around, and he wasn't prepared. And then, since then, Mayweather said he was going to be prepared for every single fight to 100%, and he came in and he obviously beat Castillo more dominantly in fashion than the first time around. And I think that's what happened with Paul Williams. It woke him up. Carlos Quintana, first loss, woke him up, came back, did his job, took care of business.
First round knockout.
And I was definitely first round knockout was incredible. And you know what, Costa, I'm going to tell you something. I was so impressed the fact that he beat Winky Wright, who's one of the greatest fighters,
one of the best defensive fighters of all time.
He just punched through his defense, and it was an incredible thing to see because I think he's matured a lot. And the Winky Wright fight, even though Winky Wright hasn't fought in a couple of years, still, he did the job. I'm impressed. And for now, we want to thank the fans for our second show watching. And don't forget again, send your comments. So comment if you want at info@boxingshow.tv. You can also see us on YouTube. You can see us everywhere. Costa and I are everywhere now.
On the net, just Google us. We're everywhere. BoxingShow.tv.
That's correct. And don't forget, we're going to be interviewing guys from the Interbox, and we're going to have the interviews with the people from the Diaconou camp, the Jean Pascal camp. We're going to cover also the weigh-in. So stay tuned. Next week, BoxingShow.tv. More to come.